YouTube. So today I want to talk about chaos, leaning into it, and how it's not exactly working how I thought it would. I mentioned in my 2018 video that I wanted to kind of lean into things. My word of the year is allowing. I really wanted to allow stuff in. I wanted to allow if life gets crazy, if it goes off my plan, if it goes off my record, then that's fine. More allowing. And I did not expect that so soon into it I would suddenly feel this allowing of order to set in. That was not something I was expecting at all. I was kind of expecting that I said let the chaos in, let it in, things get kind of unfold in weird ways I wasn't expecting, allow things to kind of come in and not work right, allow for spells to kind of go awry, allow for, basically the mistakes, for the stuff you're not wanting to happen but kind of always just kind of fall into your lap to happen. Instead, there were a lot of things where I kind of had to allow myself to make major decisions that were going to drastically affect my life and drastically affect me in a way that I was not expecting at all, such as moving out of my apartment, really focusing on finances, really focusing on more of the real pentacle money solid side of life to make way and make room for all the other parts, the passions, the emotional rewards, kind of intellectual rewards will come from that more if I allow the more earthbound centered stuff to really take precedent. That other stuff can be a back burner for now, but it will make room for it later. I was just expecting it not to be this craziness. I was expecting it to kind of be like, all right, well, that means you're gonna have to choose really quick. Leaving job, leaving all these things, and instead it feels like everything's kind of falling into a very solid block as opposed to this kind of crazy wavy everything's up in the air type of feeling, which I guess I have to allow that in as well. That was what I allow, maybe allowing more order once I had uphealed my life entirely instead. I've recently moved. You've noticed my background has changed a little bit. I recently moved back in with my parents, basically deciding to get rid of any accessory expenses as much as possible to really pay down some debt and to go in and save up a lot of money to start the next chapter in my life. I find this really interesting because I might talk about this in another video about the idea that you can get so good at focusing and refining your thoughts and kind of realigning. You might get off track with almost everything in your life, but there might be one thing where you're like, no, I always know how to get back on track with finances, or I always know how to get back on track with romance and love. I always know how to find a new relationship that invigorates me. I know I always how to recenter with my partner type of deal, or I know how to invigorate me intellectually. I know what to search for to find a new topic. There might be some part of your life that you're like, no, I got that. I've got that on lock, even if I feel uneven with it at times and it really makes me panic. When I get off block, I kind of know how to trigger myself to get back into it. It doesn't take too much to really get me back onto the right path with everything. And for me, that's finances. It's the money side of things. I did a bunch of spells that I was kind of hoping would lead to me being able to save up more, being more focused on finances type of deal. And it really helped for a little bit. I kind of kept recharging it once every 2 weeks. I did the money spell. It's up on my channel somewhere what I actually do for it. And then I was really sitting down and budgeting and doing a bunch of stuff. And then along with that came a whole bunch of financial things that I'm not necessarily in control of that are going to come to fruition, that are really going to help me. It kind of feels like the minute I decided to commit and sit down and do this spell to assist with this, and I was kind of expecting it to be a lot more of a struggle, a lot more of a craziness going on, and instead it's kind of like, okay, you decided to do this and you're doing good with it, and the universe is now opening doors and making things easier. They're not things that are entirely out of the blue type of deal. No one's coming in and just offering me $1 million, but my student loan payments are gonna get easier. The fact that it's so easy to move out of my apartment at this current time to move back with my parents, there are just things financially that I was not expecting to become as easy as they are, and it's kind of just obstacles are kind of just moving out of the way, and that compounded onto what the effort I'm already putting forth are creating things that I did not expect. I'm making a lot more leaps and bounds than I thought, which is fantastic, and it is allowing me to hopefully get to my goal, a date that I didn't think was really realistic, but now it might be very realistic to get to the goal, which is kind of awesome. And it's very much of an order is coming into my life, a very stringent routine. I've never been the person to let order in. I've never been the person to let things kind of fall into place. I've always been more of a lean into chaos and I have to fight for the order, and now the order's feeling way more natural, and I didn't think that would be what 2018 was allowing in. I thought 2018 was going to allow much more chaos and even more chaos than I'm used to. And instead it's entirely the opposite. It's now allowing order in, allowing life to kind of find its place, to find its structure, to find its common rhythm for me that will let me really advance forward. So I kind of pose that to you guys. Is there a topic that you find is easy. Like it seems like a foundation part of life that everyone always talks about, what's like living expense, money, passion, drive, you know, the career side of things, or is it maybe love? You know, what is it for you that really is like easy? Like you can tap into that so easily. You can always, even if you get off traffic, that you get right back on, no problem. But there are other parts where it's not as easy for me. So what is that for you? What is the thing that you do that always kind of like gets you back on top? But what's an aspect you're like, I never get on top of this. It always feels like it's slipping right out of my grasp. It doesn't matter what I really do, it just kind of gets out of the way. That's just kind of a thought I've been thinking about, of I didn't realize allowing the order in and what things really work well for me and what things really don't. Anyway, I make new videos every Wednesday and Friday, so I will see you guys next time. Bye.